The goal of this study was to determine which interaction techniques for transferring data from a phone to a laptop computer people find most intuitive and pleasant to use. There were 3 parts to the study. In the first part, participants were asked to invent their own interaction techniques for transferring data from a phone to a laptop. By far the most common technique, arrived at by fully half of the 8 participants, was to point the phone at the laptop screen like a remote control, and then swipe the contents of the phone's screen towards the laptop, sort of like dealing a card off the top of a deck of cards. The next most common technique, suggested by 2 out of 8 participants, was to hold the phone up so that the phone's display faced the computer's screen. Other suggested techniques were displaying a QR code on the phone's screen, holding the phone against the computer's screen, or pressing the USB ports of the 2 devices together. In the second part of the study, participants were asked to rank and evaluate 4 interaction techniques for transferring data from a phone to a laptop. These techniques were as follows. Tap base, in which participants tapped a blue dot on the laptop's base to transfer a file. Tap screen, in which participants tapped a target on the laptop screen to transfer a file. Show camera, in which participants held the phone up to the laptop's camera. And scan code, in which participants scanned a QR code on the laptop screen. To familiarize themselves with the techniques, participants were asked to transfer several pictures from the phone to the computer using each of these techniques. In each case, participants were prompted by the computer with instructions on how to use the technique. Tap base was the most preferred, and show camera the least preferred. The third part of the study was much like the second part. Again, participants were asked to rank and evaluate interaction techniques for transferring data from a phone to a laptop. However, in this part, participants were not prompted by the computer. Instead, the transfer was initiated with the phone. The 3 interaction techniques evaluated in this part of the study were as follows. Tap base, in which the participant tapped a blue dot. Tap screen, in which participants tapped the center of the screen. Show camera, in which participants held the screen up in front of the laptop camera. Again, tap base was the most preferred, and show camera by far the least preferred.